We know that you have questions about the decision to put the boutique hotel here rather than at the corner of Railroad and L Street. So we're here to help answer some of your questions. The statistic that people support a West Side hotel 2-to-1 is very misleading for many reasons. First, when the initial public outreach process was done, it did not include a survey question asking individuals where they wanted the hotel. They asked groups of strangers to work together to submit drawings. Most groups had the hotel on the west side. This does not necessarily mean everyone in these groups agreed with that group decision. Secondly, only 2% of Livermore residents participated in the initial public outreach process. Also, many groups were underrepresented in these outreaches, including young people, minorities, people that live on the north side of town, and low-income earners. While we feel the city tried to do the best they could at the time, this is not necessarily an accurate representation of what a majority of Livermore citizens want. Also, the city set out to get priorities about what people wanted. So even if a majority of Livermore residents picked a hotel for the west side of Livermore Avenue, they also stated that the hotel's location as not necessarily important, listing it as the 7th priority out of 10, with parking, community character, and open space being the top 3. The council decided to put the hotel on the east side of Livermore Avenue, right here, for a few reasons. First, the council wanted to make sure that the hotel had the best chance of success. This is where the developer considered the best spot, and Councilmember Coomber agreed.
The hotelier believes that this will be the most successful place for it on the east side. It's more central to the businesses. As much as I like West Side Hotel from the start, I can see a good case for the east side one.
Second, there were concerns about housing going next to the Bankhead Theater. If the hotel did not go at this location, housing would be placed here instead. Most of the council thought housing on the east side would have not been the best place for it. Thirdly, by placing the hotel on the east side of Livermore Avenue, the housing could be rearranged to create an open space from Livermore Avenue all the way to L Street, which allows walkability for all visitors to enjoy the new downtown. Good question. The city used a $14 million grant from the State Affordable Housing Fund to purchase this site. That means that the city has to use this site for affordable housing or pay back that money. Thankfully, there was a land swap deal with the Stockmen's Association to put 100 units of affordable housing, low-income senior housing, at the end of Pacific Avenue, in place for a park to be put right here. The problem with moving these remaining housing units to another site means that the city would have to purchase that site. This would add a much larger cost than is necessary and does not guarantee that the city wouldn't have to still pay back the money to the State Affordable Housing Fund. Some note that the city plans on purchasing this site for street-level parking and suggest a housing swap. The problem with that is that there's not enough room on this site for the required housing, and it's less than ideal. These negative comments about the City Council and the progress of downtown Livermore come from a small portion of Livermore residents and an influential group that has a history of starting a political action committee, or PAC. And in Livermore, PACs are allowed to accept unlimited amounts of money from individuals. This PAC, consisting of around 30 wealthy individuals, was known as the Friends of Livermore. Since then, this group has aimed to influence local politics under different names, such as Vibrant Livermore, and most recently, the Community Group. In fact, in the most recent City Council election, the Friends of Livermore PAC spent over $200,000 of achieving their goal of getting their candidates elected. One of the largest financial contributors to the PAC was Lynn Sepala, husband of the owner and publisher of Livermore's local newspaper, The Independent. and Gene King, chair of the Livermore Valley Performing Arts Center, which runs the Bankhead Theater. Due to the group's ties to the Independent, the group uses the newspaper to help spread and validate their message. They've used it for ad space with full-page ads and flyer inserts, and they've even printed articles that can be misleading and make the community group look larger than they are. The Independent has been a great source for local news, but sadly, it's not always an unbiased one. This is why we need your help. The project of building downtown Livermore is not a done deal. There is still opposition from a select, privileged few looking to derail the progress Livermore citizens have made. Help us get the facts out by sharing this video and follow our Facebook page. Also, ask us more questions you would like to see answered. As fellow citizens, we're here to help gather all the facts, have your voice heard, and to make sure we build downtown now.